Good morning. I'm gonna give it a couple seconds. Well, you know, a couple minutes, actually. I'm gonna reload my page. See if it's connected live yet. Because we know how that goes. Well, I have a... That's weird. I titled the video, and all it shows is the title. Hi, Nicole. How are you? In a minute. All right, I'm trying to get my page to load the live video. Been a minute. How are you doing? Been a long minute, huh? Going on September will be 4 years since we moved here. Isn't that crazy? There we go. Now it's up. Now it's up correctly. Oh my gosh. Oh, I forgot this whole thing is. So there's a box. There's a box. And then there's a box. I am doing well. Doing well. Took us a while to get, adjusted and all that stuff here. But we've made it our own and called it home, and yeah. Simpler, a little slower. Well, life it can be as fast as we want it to be, but the energy's slower, if you will. It's kind of relative, right? It's just different than California. The roads are different. People are like, oh, there's so much traffic. There's like 20 cars. Like, yeah. You have no idea. If you have not been in California or one of those places that has traffic, Dallas is pretty nuts. It's very similar to California. Your plan, yay! I forgot. Which one did you take? I forgot. That's very exciting. You kept it alive. That's saying something, huh? All right, let me put in here that I am live so people will know. Oh my gosh, is it ever? Just grown. That was one of the reasons that we, Hilux me, that we moved. It was just one. One of the many. When they started building right down at the end of that culvert, it was like, it's encroaching. Just encroaching, yeah. And my mom is in an assisted care, so I'm going to be back for a visit soon. Sometime this summer. I'll be back. I don't know how long I'll be there. She's in Modesto. Charlotte, actually. She's in Charlotte. That's where I grew up. Went to high school. Yep. We have many, many, many cats. One of them's in here is why I'm saying that. Today, this was the deck I actually pulled a card from. Making Magic. And the card is, they're little. They're little. This one, Breaking Bad Habits. Like, all right. I can live with this. Self-acceptance, excellent mental health, and letting go of vices. How are we talking about that today? Yeah. As I was writing it even on the video, I thought, bad is really relative. Is it effective? Is it working? We've all been indoctrinated with habits. That's our life, right? It's one habit after another, so to speak. So it's relative. I like to lose the label bad or good and just, does it work or not? Is it serving you? Brushing my teeth every day serves me. That's a good habit to keep. Taking time to read a book every morning, that's a good habit to keep. You see, there's habits. So when we're learning new habits, we often go, oh, it's so hard to change. And, it's really, we've just had this lifetime of habits that we're now taking a look at. Is it serving me? Good morning, Jason. Gosh, I've got some long-timers here. This is super exciting. People I've known for a long time and haven't seen for a long time. So habits are habits. Do they work? Are they serving you? Drinking didn't serve me. Doing drugs didn't serve me. Those were habits. Now, I had to replace them with something to do something else. Did it take something? Absolutely. But I hear often, it takes a lot, or it's too hard, or it's too much work. And well, we're just habituated. And what we do is what we do naturally. Naturally because we've done it for maybe our whole life. But maybe, I'm going to use my aunt as an example. My aunt chewed her fingernails down to the nub. And she's in her 70s now. She sent me a picture of her nails painted. She stopped chewing them. After, I don't even know. I asked her. I don't even know if she knows. It stopped serving her. Whatever the nervous habit or whatever that was stopped serving her. So she stopped doing it. Did it take something? Likely. Because it's such an unconscious thing to stick your fingers in your mouth and chew. I've watched her do it my whole life. It's a simple thing, right? What about the habits that we want to implement to have a healthier lifestyle? It takes something. And it takes doing new things and committing to that. And then implementing it and doing it every day over and over until it's a habit. I had a client every morning get up at 4 o'clock. I think 4 o'clock. She said, Marty, I didn't give myself time to think about it. I have my clothes ready, put my shoes on, I brush my teeth, and I go to the gym. Every single day. It's a good habit for her. It worked for her. For me, I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that. I'll do something else. Right? I'm not interested in doing that. But her point was, I don't think about it. Because how quick can we talk ourselves out of doing those things? How quick do we quit the things that we're trying to do differently? Because maybe we're not seeing results right away, or maybe we got busy and distracted and didn't do it anymore. Right? So these habits, just take a look at them. Are they serving me? What about your mental health? That was one of the things on here. Excellent mental health. Letting go of vices. I love my coffee. I'm not letting go of this vice. Maybe one day I will. Maybe one day I'll just go, I'm done. And I'll be done. I did that when I smoked. Gosh, many years ago, I had a cigarette. I'm in the car and I got a whole pack of cigarettes and I'm like, ew. I stuck them in the visor and they stayed in that visor for I don't remember how long. But I was done. Some things are really that simple. I don't remember. That's a long time ago. I don't remember what I replaced it with. I had stopped drinking by then and was still smoking. I don't know what I decided to, or maybe I didn't. Maybe I just decided to not spend my money on that. Because, well, they weren't nearly as expensive as they are today. So what are your habits? What are the things that work for you? What are the things that you're considering? Maybe this isn't serving me anymore. How about your thoughts? Are your thoughts our habit? Like our hard drive computer. Over and over and over. It's a habit. We can program some new things in it. But what are the thoughts that go in your head over and over and over that don't serve you, really? I was talking with someone. I actually was on a call with a person who was talking about how she worries all the time about money. Worry about money. And so I was not the coach on this call. I was actually a participant on the call. So the coach was like, well, it's your belief. And he coached her on that. It's your belief. The thought is a habit. It's a belief and it's a habit. Worrying is a habit. And it does not serve us. All it produces is more worry, more lack, because it's a signal of lack. I don't have enough. Good. Some different pictures showing up there. Good morning. Say hello. I don't know who's here. I know two people that are here. I can see Lakshmi and Nicole. I've seen a couple others pop in there. Letting go of vices. Like, what are the vices? One of my vices is coffee. I drop a F-bomb here and there. People go, oh, you should. Hi, Liliana. Long time no see. People say, oh, well, you know, that's not good language, or clean it up, or I'm like, I don't fucking care. Sometimes that's the only word that applies, and it's appropriate. And, you know, and I have noticed myself not saying it nearly as much, and paying attention to where I'm at and who I'm around. Some people just don't have the ears for that. So, you know, I'm just not going to drop the F-bomb. F-bomb queen, right? It's one of my favorite words. It is. And then I hear somebody who MF-er and F-er and fuck-her and just constantly, like, every sentence or more than one time in a sentence. I'm like, that's a little bit much. Even for me. I don't know that I've ever talked like that. But it's also a cue for me. If I start to drop it unconsciously and not really paying attention, I got to pay attention to what's the feeling behind it, what's the charge behind it, because often there's some kind of anger stewing in my background about something that's coming to the surface, and I'll start dropping that F-bomb more than normal. So that's just something for me to pay attention to. Do you have, like what are the things? So there's nothing good about any of it. It really, truly, does it work for you? Is it serving you? Does it make you happy? That's probably one of the ways to measure it. Does it make you happy? I love my coffee, so it makes me very happy to have coffee. It's a vice. I don't drink soda. We drink sparkling water instead, maybe a little flavor. Noun, verb, adjective. Right. Yes. Exactly. Exactly. Probably the self-acceptance, accepting that whatever our habit is and taking a look at does it serve or not, without any judgment, right? That's a part of self-acceptance. This is who I am. This is what I do. Maybe nobody else does the thing that I do, but it works for me. And then we can get into judgment because nobody else does it, or not very many people do it, or whatever. You know, it's your thing. You get to decide. But very often we get caught up in what others are going to think about us if we do that thing. Do you remember when we were little and we would put on our favorite pants and our favorite shirt and our favorite shoes, and none of them matched? But each one was our favorite, so we were going to wear it. Until someone told us it was wrong. You had to match everything. Do you see these people in the world today? I see them every once in a while. I just look at them and go, wow. Wow. Like, it's shocking to my eyes because we just don't see that. We try to keep everything all nice and pretty and uniform. And even if, I don't even know if I would want to, it doesn't even occur to me to dress that way. I just remember doing it as a little girl. And probably somewhere in there it got programmed out because, you know, it wasn't pleasant to other people. Today I can say probably 90%, maybe it's an 80%. Somewhere in there. We'll go 85. That I just don't care. I just don't care. I don't care what you think. I don't care if you like me or not. And it's taken me all this time in my life to get here. And so it's good that I don't care. it keeps me good with me and stop worrying about what other people think or do. I don't need to fix them, save them, or rescue them. And that was my whole life. Not my whole life. That was 3/4 of my life. And it will still show up once in a while. Well, that could be a vice, right? It does not serve me. It's a bad habit. And it was a way of feeling I needed someone else to validate me that I was worthy. Not a good vice. I don't recommend it. So let me pull a card here, because I'm like, I don't know what to say about this. I don't know what else to say about this. Do you have any questions about this? This is the new deck I got, Intuitive Whispers. Oh, I got a couple that just popped out there. Oh my God, that's funny. Let go of control. That could be a vice, huh? Let go of control. It's a number 9, which is an ending. And let's see. I don't know. What do you get from that? I noticed that subconsciously, if someone is offended by bad language, I use it more. Oh my God, I love it. That's awesome. The first time I heard my mom drop an F-bomb, my eyes about bugged out of my head. And I know, oh my God, I know she felt so empowered because she'd heard me say it. But she had never not in my whole life. It wasn't until I was well into probably in my 40s before I ever heard her drop an F-bomb. And then she used it often. Like some days, it wasn't that all the time, but it was, I know it, like, there's something so freeing about it. Like it unlocks something inside of us when we start to do that. And I've read different places where people will say that people that use cuss words are more authentic. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I'm do my best to be as authentic as I know how to be till I get to the next level, and then I reach that place of authenticity. Yeah, let go of control. So what do you get like from the images? I see a dove and a cage and a light, bright white light. Like I see that as spirit. This or sun. More intelligent, I have read. I could see that. And so it seems to me, this is my interpretation here. Here's spirit or the sun in the dove escaping from a prison of control. It really truly is. When we are trying to control the shit out of everything, comes out of fear. And because we're afraid of losing or afraid of being hurt, or it's just the underneath control is fear. If I'm not in control, I know, he did it. And then the second one, emotions are energy in motion, which is also a 9, which is completion. And the 2 snakes, I see, let me see, there we go. Oh, it's a caduceus, okay, with the wings. It's a pretty design. So emotions are energy in motion. When we think about the dialogue in our head and our mental health and our emotions that get triggered, yes, it's energy in motion as a vibration that we're putting out into the universe. So if we're always in the story and reliving and recreating the same story, that is the vibration that we're putting out into the universe, and the universe matches the vibration with more of that. So we talked some about, was it last week where we talked about the wanting? I want, and we get more wanting because that's what the universe gives you. The wanting says, I don't have it, I lack it, so you get more of the wanting. So emotions, that's where that start to shift in our dialogue in our head, because we're creating from that place. So those emotions, energy in motion, emotions come from our stories. This is how I distinguish it for myself. Feelings are that intuition. Sometimes they're feelings that we've carried for a long time in our body, that from the trauma and stuff, but when we start to wrap the story around it again, we create emotions. And when we live in those emotions all the time, that's what the universe is reading. That's reading that vibration. So it's energy in motion. Shifting from I want to I am, or I have, or it's coming. It's different. It's a different energy. The universe will match it and bring it. Yeah, I've talked a lot about emotions and being energy in motion because we like to tell stories. And the minute that we get triggered by something, or we're offended by something, or we interpret something in the world based on our history, our mind creates a story. We're no longer in the feeling. We're no longer in the present. We're recreating the same chemistry in our body and energy that goes to the universe. Therefore, we get the same thing. Broken picker? Anybody have a broken picker? I had a broken picker for years. I picked the same kind of men over and over and over. Emotionally unavailable and abusive. Over and over and over. Until I didn't. Until I shifted. Until I changed. My dialogue. My emotional availability. And stop telling those stories. Yes. So energy in motion. Emotions are energy in motion. Tell a new story. You don't like the story. You don't like the way it happened. Revise it. Excuse me. Tell it in some other way. What was the gift? And if you can't see that, there's more clearing to do. That's better. Because sometimes we can't see it. I couldn't see the gifts for a while in my lifetime. And then as I started to do the clearing of that energy and that trauma and started to see that they were parents, they had their own trauma and they were delivering from their own trauma. Hi, Brad. Then I could start to shift. All happy birthday. Yesterday was Brad's birthday. Happy birthday. I hope you have a whole weekend celebration of birthday. That would be amazing. How to fix a broken picker, right? Well, fixing a broken picker. I don't know how we fix it. I know what happened for me as I started to heal my own journey around men, the trauma I'd experienced from men. Because I'm just going to talk about that. The men part, the broken picker part, because I was always trying to heal. What happens is we're children, we're wounded, we're abandoned, we're emotionally abandoned. My parents were always there, but they weren't emotionally there or spiritually there. They gave us a good home, they provided for us, but it was controlling, fear-based, all those things. Because they came, my dad came from alcoholism and my mom came from narcissism. So you got the isms, which is all about control and fear. And my dad was a bully when I was growing up. So it took a while for me to understand that where they came from, this helped part of the healing, where they came from and their own trauma. Good morning. Hi, Lisa. So they had their own trauma. And now they're attempting to raise their children better than their parents did. They didn't drink. I didn't see my parents drink until I was an adult, and I didn't see them drinking. They came home a little tipsy one time. I was a teen. Good morning. And so I just didn't see that. I didn't see a lot of drinking in my life, even though that was one of my vices. Later, I started when I was 14. Okay. Anyway, I digress. So when I'm now an adult, I'm picking men. Of course, the filter is unavailable, cruel, bully, abuse. That's the filter. That's how I'm picking my men. Because that's all I know. And I'm attempting to heal that relationship with my dad through those men with the same tools that don't work. That make sense? All I could do was survive. I wasn't emotionally available. I didn't know how to be emotionally available. I knew how to do what he taught me. Although I would have never said that. So it was healing my own relationship with me, understanding that they did what they did. I can't change what they did or how they were. I can learn how to love me and have a different relationship with me, and how to treat me with love and kindness and emotional availability. Some of that required going back and doing that inner child work. It took several, for me, it took several years. I don't know that it has to. But I can tell you the exact moment that it shifted and I let go of all that crap. And I started talking with Lou that day. And we've been talking ever since and got married and, been together since the end of 2011. We had similar timelines and he had done some similar work. And then we finally met and merged. So we both had very similar, be codependent, emotionally unavailable, all the things, we talked about that. So when we got together, the conversation was, we know these things about ourselves. This is our history. Let's not do that. And if we do, if it starts being codependent, we bring it and we put it on the table and we talk about it in an adult, mature way. Almost time to renew those vows, right? We got married in 2017. So, yeah. It's a process. It was a process. It wasn't like this one and done thing. I don't know if that's even possible. I'd love to tell you it is. Just, let's just clear all that. But if I clear all that all at one time, that's how I've identified myself all these years. Then I'm like, because when I got sober in the step work, so part of it is asking God to remove my character defects. I'm like, take them all. Take them all, every single one, so I can be lily white and perfect. It took me years to understand that had those all been removed all at one time, I wouldn't even have known who I was. I mean, I've read people that have had near-death experiences, and that shifts them instantly. They've had these major spiritual experiences where everything shifts all at once. So it's possible. That wasn't for me. So it's peeling it layer by layer. Anything's possible. It's not quitting on ourselves. It's not quitting on ourselves. Even now, I see some really deep beliefs when I start doing something new and it's not working right away. Then I'll do it for a little while. Oh, well, it's not working. It'll work for them, but it won't work for me because I'm still not worthy of that. It just sounds pathetic to me. That's real truth. Those deep layers keep showing up. For me to clear, ayahuasca picked me up and set me down on a completely different path. Yes, so, plant medicine helps people in that way. You still have your shit to go through. You still have your beliefs to go through, even though you're on a new path. Only because I know you. Because, yes, I might be on a new path. Now I have all the crap to remove to help me stay focused and stay on that path. Yeah. Read a lot of books and I people on how they change, and they're giving me all these tips and tools, and I'm like, they're talking about from where they are, but I never really got in that process, like how they got there. So I'm trying to implement some kind of tool that's bringing up all this crap, right? Reading your mail. Bringing up all this crap that needs to be cleared so I can get to the place in the book that they're talking about and implement and live in that space and those tools. So when I've declared something that I'm going to do in a new way, I've made a declaration to the universe. I'm going to pick a healthy man. Let's just go with that. I'm going to pick a healthy man, a healthy partner, because I got some men here. I'm going to pick a healthy partner. Well, I need to be healthy. The universe is going to bring up all the things that aren't healthy, and then we feel like we're being tested and thrown to the wolves. Because it's conspiring to bring you a healthy partner. But if you got a lot of unhealthy things, those got to be removed and cleared before I get the healthy partner. So it feels like shit. It feels really hard sometimes. And that's part of changing the habits. Coming right back full circle, breaking those bad habits, changing our habits. When we start to change them, the reasons that we did them have to be cleared. Hi, Nicole. And then it just feels crappy and like, oh my God, it's really hard and I don't want to do this and blah, blah, blah. Right? And then I quit. So I told my friend the other day, we were talking, he's in this not a really good headspace. And I just said, you know what? I've just committed to, I'm going to carry on and continue doing it until it changes. Because I've always quit before it actually happened. Not always. A lot. I've decided I'm not going to quit on myself anymore. I'm just going to keep doing it. I know it works. I've seen it work. I've seen it work in other ways in my life. So I'm going to keep doing that until I see the big shift around poverty consciousness. And it's shifting. It's just not the way that I thought it would be. Okay, so this is the deck. I just pulled the card out of. It came out in my hand. Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. Having my foster daughters is bringing up so much of my crap that I was previously unaware of. Oh my gosh, you are amazing. Kids will bring up your unresolved issues. They're not really issues, they're traumas that we've held in our body for our life. They create issues in our life, they can. But kids, oh my gosh, they're just like in your face mirror. I had a client, we were just talking about this with her children. Perfect mirror, because they bring up the things that we weren't given and we're attempting to give to these children so they can have a different life. And foster kids, they have their own stuff they come with. So perfect match that you get to see things that you were unaware of, that you get to clear. And it's what a beautiful way. I am my dad's twin. Yes. Yes, ma'am. I was too. Okay, this is the card that came out. Ancient Ones. The Ancient Ones. Number 1. New beginnings. When I look at the screen, I'm looking at my screen on the computer. It looks different than when I look at this. Just want to see you and say hi. All right. Have a fabulous day. Make it great. Keep celebrating the birthday. Yeah. So when I hold this up here, or even when I look at the card and then I look in the screen, I can see it differently. It just shows me differently. So there's a face in there with some kind of a crown of feathers on her head. Yeah, pretty amazing. The Ancient Ones, couple things. The Ancient Ones come to guide us. This whole weekend is birthday oriented. Awesome. Well, then why can't you stay and celebrate your birthday here for just a little while longer? Huh? The Ancient Ones it's a twofold thing. They're here to help us and guide us and celebrate us and encourage us. They're also what we're here to heal and clear from our ancestry and our generations. So they're the Ancient Ones. Further back than maybe our immediate family that's crossed over. There's a twofold thing, because we are here in this life to clear lifetimes of the patterns. There were also many beautiful, good things that came. And we often only focus on the shit and the hard things. The bad habits, the breaking bad habits. So remembering that even our parents, they didn't pass along all terrible things. Maybe a lot of it was. Good. Because you bring such joy and such, laughter and shenanigans. Well, Heyoka. He's a Heyoka. Questions? Anybody have any questions about this? I'm going to look at the card here. Well, let me get to the first one. The Ancient Ones, the essence of the card. The Ancient Ones are the shamans of old, who defeated death and escaped from the tyranny of time. They once walked the earth like us, in flesh and bone. Now they reside in infinity and can counsel us after we say yes to our calling. They are available to help us attain our full realization. The invitation, the Ancient Ones are inviting you to reach to the future to help birth a new destiny for the earth. Go ahead, find out who you are becoming 10,000 years from now. Find out who you are becoming 10,000 years from now. If you accept the invitation, great power and blessings will come your way and allow you to craft a new destiny for yourself. Do not hesitate to bite off more than you can chew, because you have unlimited spiritual resources available right now. I have no guilt. And I get great pleasure in guilting you to stay, because I love you. All right, the medicine of the Ancient Ones beseech you to examine your attitudes and actions and be sure they are of the highest integrity. Not forgiving an ancestor or yourself is keeping you from the freedom you seek. Remember, this is no longer your karma. You can break the chains that once bound you to the family drama and be free of your generational curses. Forgive the ones you need to release. Honor your biological ancestors by lighting a candle to them tonight. Right? Beseech you to examine your attitudes and actions and be sure that they are of the highest integrity. Not forgiving an ancestor or yourself is keeping you from the freedom you seek. It's no longer your karma. We can break the contract anytime. I had a client the other day, and she's talking about this previous relationship and keep going back or keep reaching out. Break the contract. Some of it's habit, but there's a contract that binds them. So she did. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Whatever it is, it's divine timing and it's all perfect. It's all perfect for our growth and our evolution. And it doesn't matter what it is. You cannot get it wrong. You cannot fail. Our mind will tell us different. Because that's the design. And that's the programming. Taken me a long time to understand. You cannot get it wrong. There is no failure. It's called a soul contract. Yep, break the contract. It's null and void. You can decide. I was told by a monk you cannot change your contract, and if you did, you might get something worse off. Well, okay. Is that not a belief that someone just told you? What if you believe that I can break the contract and I get way better because I'm ending that kind of behavior or that cycle or that kind of relationship? It's a belief. I know that, monks are like, we hold them up here, but you got to feel that for yourself. Does it resonate for you? And that comes out of fear to me. Like, that would be a fear thing. Oh my God, I might get something worse if I break my contract. Oh shit. Well, if I'm going to attract it, yes. If I believe it, yes, I will. Perspective, right? It's all perspective and belief. Hi, Paula. Good morning. So feel into that. Is it true for you? All right, lovelies. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out on a Saturday morning. It's kind of right. If you break a contract, you just start a new one with someone else. Well, sure. Unless you're done with that behavior and that contract. Right? Like, it's like the lesson. I have a contract for this lesson, let's just say. But when you're done learning the lesson, it's complete. And you stop doing that same thing. You broken picker. Right? When I've learned the lesson that I no longer need to pick abusive men because I love myself enough to not attract that. So it's run its course when I'm done. When I've learned that lesson. So sometimes maybe it just breaks itself, but we can choose. Or we can hold on to it and let it run its course. Sometimes we just keep picking the same kind of people until we're done and we learn that lesson. Once we've learned that lesson, we no longer do that same thing. And we pick differently. Some of those deep beliefs, like, oh, I don't know, it'll work for them, but it won't work for me because I'm not worthy. That's a very old, deep belief. I don't live in that today, but every once in a while, when I'm doing something new and really uncomfortable, that will come up to the surface. So that contract has run its course, so when it shows up, I get to choose the new path. If I want to reactivate the contract, I can go that old one. I'm picking from a whole nother country. Many lifetimes. All right, lovelies. Have a beautiful weekend. Make it great. June 1st. Holy cow, we're already almost halfway through the year. Is this wild? Is it like a blink? Hold on to your hat. The energy's just going to keep getting more intense. We're adjusting to it a lot easier. All right, my darlings, have a fabulous weekend. I will see you here next Saturday. It's in your birth chart. Ah, yes. I have a birth chart somewhere, but I don't recall. I'd have to have someone interpret all that for me to know. So, all right, lovelies. I love you. Thank you. I'm so grateful that y'all show up and hang out and play with me. And have these really intense conversations and not so intense conversations. And I'll see you here next week. Namaste.